Good evening, everyone. Good evening. Happy Tuesday. Normally we are on Mondays, but yesterday was just an insane day and I couldn't handle one more thing. It's just some days are like that and you just have to move on. You know what I'm saying? You just have to give it to God and go to a different direction. So, tonight we're going to be working on our lighthouse. I would show you a picture if I could find it. That's what I did with it. I knew I had gotten paper towels ready and then I couldn't find them. I thought, lost them, but I didn't. I put them somewhere weird. Okay, there we go. My name is Marilyn Brown, also known as Paintbrush Brown, and I'm a painter here on YouTube. And tonight we're going to be painting a sort of like a little sea scene, just a little bit of sea, a lot of sky, a lighthouse, rocks, a bluff, just, and the waves crashing. We're going to do that. You're going to get an introduction to masking fluid this evening. And so it'll be fun to see what all we can learn tonight. All right, so first of all, I want to tell you that the masking fluid needs to go on and dry. So we're going to put it on first, and then we're going to set it aside while we learn how to work on a sky. I'm going to dip a paintbrush handle. You do not want to use your paintbrush in your masking fluid because it will ruin it. You'll never be able to use it again. So I'm going to come in here and I'm just going to give this a good, just putting the fluid on along this line that where I want the white to be, right in here, like so. Like this. And I'm just putting it on with my paintbrush handle. Then I'm going to add some dots out here that indicate splash from that wave. I might put a little bit here, even though I don't think it's going to matter right there. But it does tell me that the crash is there. And then there are some waves right here. I want to put like little white caps right there. And because I want them to stay white, I'm going to put them on with the masking fluid. Now, once you use masking fluid, you don't leave this area totally white again. You have to deal with it. You don't just have blank whiteness and it just sits there doing nothing. You have to deal with it, and we'll show you how to do that when the time comes. But right now, that has to dry. So we're going to leave it alone for a bit. We're going to clean up our paintbrush handle. And okay, there we go. That's done and done. And this will dry. I'm going to set it off up here out of my way so that I can show you how we're going to do the sky. Now the sky, while this is hello Sharon, while this is a fairly easy and straightforward, fun kind of project, it takes a little bit of getting used to. So it's not hard, but it's, oh, that's wonderful. Let's drop that off of there and see what happens. Oh, interesting. Okay, so I've got a paintbrush here, and all right. Gonna stick my paintbrushes over there. I know it creates some shadows, but we can only do what we can do. The first thing we're going to do, I've just got some little, they're ATC size, 2.5 by 3.5 cards, but you can use whatever. You can use some scraps or whatever. And you want to put your paper at an angle to where you can see it, but where I don't want it like this, where it runs down. There are some circumstances where you do want that. This isn't one of those. At least I don't. And then I'm going to choose a blue, but I don't want it to be the prettiest, nicest blue that I've ever seen in my life. I'm just, that for playing around, it isn't really going to matter. We're going to start up in here, and we're just going to come in here and put that blue into that water and see how it just kind of mixes together with that water. We're going to come back in here and put a little bit more. And what do you think it just did right there in the middle? Do you see anything different about that area? It makes a cloudy area. We're going to put some more in here. We're going to put some more in here. That. All right, so basically, we don't paint the clouds. We paint what isn't the clouds. Okay? All right, now that's not the only thing that you do to a sky. Obviously, you want more in here, but it's a beginning. Okay, so let's have fun. Since we're here for fun, let's do it again. Let's see what happens if we go here and here like that. And I'm picking up my blue. I don't even know what blue this is. It's just something that's on my palette. Okay, then I want to put some more color in here because I'm going to do something different here. I'm going to pick up a piece of damp paper towel, not wet, but damp. And I'm going to come in here and just pat some of that out. See, it gives a totally different look. So you've got the kind where you just put it in there and you let it set. Then you've got the kind where you come back and alter it with a paper towel. I think I don't know. I like them both. I don't know. They're different. Let's do it again because it's fun. This is just fun. Let's just relax. Have a good time. Let's get it really wet brush, and we're going to come in here, put our water. Let's put water down in here too. Let's just put water on the whole thing. How about that? Like that. It's not the whole thing. It's just the part that has sky. Okay, we're going to come in here. We're going to just get this whole thing wet. We're not even going to be real, particular about it. We're just going to slap it in there. Take our damp paper towel, and we're going to just almost think that takes out too much. I don't know, maybe that's just me, but I kind of do. Maybe not. But whichever way you decide, you can do both as far as that goes. You can do some of it very definite, but you can always go back in and play with these areas because you can say, I want this to be darker. So you can put a little bit, but you want to make sure that it's still wet when you do it. You don't want it to sit too long like so. Or maybe you want to come in with a bit of, let's try some lemon yellow right here on the edge of a cloud right there. Not sure. I've never really been successful with that. I don't know. I don't know. It's okay, but it's not all that. But let's soften that. I'm going to come back in with some blue behind that. There's something. Of course, there's something. There's always something. A little bit in here, dropping some in here. Bring some up here. Just kind of ooh, looks like it's getting stormy right there. Maybe it is, maybe it isn't. Doesn't matter. Whatever, we're going to pick up our paper towel, come back in here, and soften some of that. So we have different levels of clouds to various things going on. Maybe there's something going on back here that we don't know. That. This one, I don't care much for that one, but I'm going to leave it be because I don't want to take it out. And I think in the next step we can try to do a little bit more things there. Let's just wait. Keep our eyes open there. This one, boy, that went way light, didn't it? But that's okay because we can come back in and darken what's behind. There is a little place right in here I want to keep. I want to capitalize on that little piece right there. And then come back in here. And then we're going to come back in here. Like so. Just play with it. If you have a picture of a particular cloud set that you like, you can try following that. Don't get so rigid that you're afraid to deviate from it, though, because that's part of the beauty of these is that they are, yes, if you're free with it and you relax and just let it do its thing, they turn out better than if you're trying to manage them. Okay, there. All right, then, no, I'm going to save my then because I'm getting ahead of myself. I'm wanting to have more fun and not finish the fun I'm already having. I got to finish one fun. I love this. This is the perfect kind of thing I need on a night like tonight. Right in there. Let's come back in here and here. And then bring our paper towel back. See, now I almost think that even looks a little too rigid, but this is the one where I painted everything and then I'd go back in and put clouds, tap the clouds into it. But we'll let it be what it is. Okay, so then I'm going to come back in with a little bit of Payne's Gray. And when I say a little bit, you guys, I want this to be really heavily diluted. If you don't have Payne's Gray, you could mix your own with phthalo blue and alizarin crimson, just like when you're adding a color in, you add it little by little until you get the color you want. You're wanting a purplish gray color. We're going to just put some, I want to put some grayness in here. Like, these are definitely clouds, you know? And then this is a lot of water and a little Payne's Gray that make this up. And we're going to come back in here. And just relax and let it go. Let it be its own thing. Don't get all structured with it. And whatever you do, don't make them like cotton candy puffs. That looks fake. Now, from time to time, you do see those in the sky. And if you want to try putting them in, okay, go for it. But be careful because they will look fake real fast. All right, I'm going to leave that there. I'm going to pick up that yellow because this is the one where I put that yellow in here. I'm going to just bring it right along this line right here. And a little bit here. Like it's shining from right here. There. Just going to let that be there. Just a little. Not anything too big. Just a little. There. Okay. This one. I want a little bit of the Payne's Gray. And I'm using my bigger brush so I can, wow, look at that. That's having an incredibly crazy hair day. Oh well. I'm using my bigger brush so that I can carry the water. Just a little bit of paint. That's because I want this really watered down. Well, that's wonderful. Let's drop the paintbrush on the floor. Okay, when you drop a paintbrush on the floor, how can it be gone? I mean, it's gone. I don't even see it. Oh, well. That is huge. I don't want that. Well, I guess I do. I do want that. Because my choice is something smaller, and I don't want something smaller. I mean, I think I could paint a house with this thing. This is a big brush. I'm just mentioning for fun, just in case any of you wondered. I'm going to have to get down on the floor and hunt for that brush. It's dark down there. I'm telling you, I can't see. Wow, that's a lot of. There's my Payne's Gray. I'm sticking it in there. And then I'm going to come back in with my napkin, paper towel, whatever you want to call it. Bringing it back in again. And you guys, how much Payne's Gray that you put in here will say how stormy these clouds look. So if you've got a really super gray cloud, you may want to super gray your sky too, which you can. Just got Payne's gray on that brush, and we'll just put some in here with that blue, and let's just pat some of it out, making another level of those clouds. And that little dude looks, it looks cloudy, and there's a storm rolling in, just saying. Wow, that looks okay. So if ever you have a stormy situation like that, be sure and put some of your stormy color down in here too, because it'll show up in your water. Can't even see it, can you? Here we go. Let's just put some in here. Just like that. Just play. And you guys, these will make wonderful little ATC cards, artist trading cards. When you're done, you'll have some to trade with the other painting students. It'll be fun. I'm going to put some of the blue that I've got here in with this, because I used it. I'm going to put it and there is that little dude. I like that. I like that a lot. And just have a good time. Enjoy the process. I'm going to put some Payne's gray into this one. Sometimes the entire cloud is gray. Other times it's just a hint of gray. Sometimes it's really gray. You know, there's all kinds of things. And then we're just gonna blot that a little bit. I'm gonna put some of the Payne's gray up here in the sky as well. I mean, the clouds are in the sky, but I'm talking about the blue part of the sky as opposed to the actual cloud. I love it. I love it, love it. I want to leave that right there. I'm going to bring some of that Payne's gray down into the area that I'm going to say this is water. One thing I want you to know about water. This is very important. This is like one of those write it down moments. Water will always seek to be level. It will kick your brain into overdrive. If it's not level, your brain will say there is something wrong with this picture. What is it? And that'll be what it is your water is not level. Now, oftentimes you're putting sunlight on your like if you're making a river, or like even here in the ocean, if you're going to put little lines in here for sunlight lines, you want them to be level. And somebody said, well, they're not level if there's a storm or if the wind is driving it. Well, the waves themselves may not be level, but the ocean is level. The sea is level. The river is level. There can be motion currents that are driving various parts of that in a direction, but the water will always want level. It always wants level. There are very few alwayses in this world, but that is one of them. It's like when you're looking, let me pull back here a little bit. When you're looking at your water container, okay, I can turn it like so, but that water is always level. If I turn it this way, and we'll see if I spill it, we'll turn it this way, and it's still level. And now it's running down my board because, you know, it has its limits, but it was always level. It may be leaky, but it'll always be level. It wants to be level. I can't tell you that I have ever seen a situation, even with the waves, where the water wasn't level. Let me see here. I don't know how, I could do this if, there. I was going to say I could do this if I didn't want it to be that way. But okay, there are waves on an ocean. Out there is the horizon line. Now, if it's not level, it's because my camera is not level. That's not saying the picture isn't, but it'll bug you if you look at it and you go, wow, that's not level. No, because your head just won't deal with it. That out there is level. No, don't do that. These waves coming in here, see, it's choppy. It's hard to keep it on the screen protector. You know what I'm saying? These move. There's a continuity to them. They're not haphazard, like one of them's going this way and one of them's going this way. The currents may push them. It may make waves that crash against one another. I don't know. I've not seen it. I think if it ever did that, it would be one incredibly bad water spout on that water that might make those currents go in a circle. But you sure don't want to be there if it's doing that. Don't be taking pictures if it's doing that. I'm telling you, just get out of there. I don't think it'll do it. I don't know. Maybe it will. Maybe it won't. I don't know. I don't think so. Okay, so there we are. 1, 2, and 3. This one I didn't put the water in, but that's okay. It'll happen. There we go. And so there's 3 different ways. One is just the water, and then we applied the paint into that, cleaning out the water with the napkin, paper towel. This one, I think that was it. This one, we put it on just like with this, and then we added more to it and then softened with a paper towel. This one, we covered it and then took out color. We lifted color. Okay, so then what do I do with these once I have them all done and dry? Well, it depends on what you're wanting them to look like. But let's pick up some of our blue again. And we're going to pick out just a little bit in here. Even within a cloud, they can have clouds within a cloud. You know what I'm saying? There's different parts to a cloud. This one's got a little something going on back there. A little here and a little there. Don't, it's like you're not looking for continuous lines. You're picking out shapes within that cloud. Play with it. You can just relax and play with it. What's the worst thing that could possibly happen? It's an ATC. It's not like this is your masterpiece, your life's work. It's an ATC. Dare to do something. And you go, wow, I really do like that. I wonder, can I repeat it? Well, try it again and see if you can. I like that. I'm going to come in here. There's something going on right there. I like it. I like it a lot. Down here at the horizon line where the sky meets the water right here, I think I want some blue here. Maybe I do, maybe I don't. I don't know yet, but I think I do. Want that blue. But then I may want the water bluer. There. I'm not going to get heavily invested in this because, like I say, I don't want this to be my life's work or anything, but just coming in here and adding just little bits here and there. I did one ocean painting, one sea painting. It wasn't an ocean. I spent 30 hours working on that painting. Oh, it was amazing. I enjoyed that so much. It was just breathtaking. This is a place where you just can let your troubles fly away right there. I love that. I love it. Let's make the ocean a little bit darker right back here. Right there. It works better when you use that big brush with a lot of water in it. It just does flow better. I'm just telling you the truth. It does. Okay, so there's that one. Let's do a little bit with this one. I'm going to turn this one upside down. And I'm going to come back in here. And I'm going to keep that soft. Wonder why I would be painting this upside down. Does anybody have an idea? I'm wanting that water to be up here in this cloud. I'm painting behind. See, I'm painting behind this cloud. So I want that to come out in here. So I turn it upside down so I'm aiming at the right area. There. Yes. Yes, yes. Yes. Okay, so you've got all that playing in there and you're having a beautiful time. So then you're going to see, oh yes, this is ready. And so we're going to pick up our great big brush then. And I am going to mix a blue that I like. I want to have, I believe, ultramarine blue. That's the one I'm going to start with. And I'm going to put that in a mixing area on my palette. If you have a palette that doesn't give you ample mixing area, you can use a styrofoam plate, or they've got little mixing palettes. You want something that you're going to keep though, because you don't want to throw that away after you've already made all the effort to mix it. You know what I'm saying? Okay, then I'm going to mix Payne's Gray into that blue. So I've got Payne's Gray plus blue, and I've got a lot of water, which is okay with me because I'm all about that. And okay, I've got a blue there that I think I can live with. I'm gonna get my brush cleaned out. And okay, now I'm not sure if my brush is super clean or if it's just sort of clean. I don't really care. It doesn't bother me either way. I'm going to put water all up in here. I would like to try to miss my lighthouse. So I'm on my picture, and I really do want to miss the lighthouse. I'm just going to be doing the sky. I don't have the water area wet. I don't want to. If you get it wet, is it a crisis? No, not at all. Matter of fact, I may be sorry that I didn't. I don't know. But okay, now that I would say is soggy. And I am on the 140-pound cold press 100% cotton Arches paper. I do not get paid by the Arches paper company. I'm not affiliated with anyone, so I don't mind telling you exactly what I've got. I'm going to pick up some of my blue, and I'm going to just come in here and put blue in here. Maybe I want to work upside down. Maybe I do. I don't know. Maybe it won't matter. And I'm just going to paint. I think on this one, I'm going to do the part where I paint everything and then take out something. Maybe I'll do that. I don't know that I didn't find one I liked better than the other. I had fun with all of them. So, I don't know. If you're lucky enough to like them all, then you know you've got lots of possibilities there. So, and this does get lighter as you come down here, but it's all light anyway. And we're going to be touching this so many times. We don't have anything dark in here. I'm just telling you, we don't have any darkness in this at all. Now, I will tell you, I do not work to get this a nice flat, everything's the same, because I don't want it to all be the same. Then I'm going to come back here with my damp paper towel, and I'm going to lift out various things here. And that seems to want to stay right there. See that spot? I don't know what it is or why it is, but it seems to want to stay. But you know what? I'm not going to worry about it because that will always be underneath the mat. Okay, this is not the right color mat, but see, that'll be underneath the mat. It won't even, don't stress with small stuff. It's all small stuff. Don't fuss with it. It's okay. Okay, we're going to come back in here. Oh, I'm having so much fun. I'm so glad we're doing this. I love that. I love it, love it. Let it do its thing. That doesn't mean you're done, though. You can come back in, make sure you've got water. And if there is a lighthouse here, and there is, there is, I just picked up green. I don't want a green sky. You want your cloud. Okay, what's in front of the cloud does not stop the cloud. See, you want to make sure it's continuing. Continues on. Continues on. Okay. I'm going to come back up in here and soften that. Just like that. There. Soften, soften. And then I can come back in and play with that if I want. Which I always want to play. I will. I will always want to play. I want this. I want to pick up some Payne's Gray. And pull some of that into my clouds. Just like that. Playing. Beautiful, 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 beautiful. I love it. I love it. Don't know why this picks up dark. Don't know. Doesn't matter. Just making some little clouds here. Right there. Little. Just make yourself happy. That's the big thing right here. Right here, we want to soften with, this is just water. That's all in the world we've got right here is just water. Just like that. Okay. All right, I'm going to stop messing with that part. Let that sit for just a little bit. I am going to come back in and do a little bit of this dark darkening part while it's still damp. I'm going to use that part, even though I know it isn't going to show, but I just want to see what happens if we do it. See, it just gives it a little bit of, I don't know, there's something there, but we don't know. Let's not have lines here. That. See now right there, it's in that cap on my Lighthouse, but don't struggle with that. That's not vital to life. We don't care. We're not going to stress over any of that. Nothing. We stress over nothing. If you're frustrated with it, you're not enjoying it. And things like this work best when you're enjoying it. I'm going to come back up in here, I think, a little bit. Oh, I love it. Just like that, just pulling little bits here and there coming out. And there comes a time when you tell yourself you need to stop. And really seriously, you need to listen to yourself. So I'm going to finish painting this little white area that's right here, and leave it alone. While you have your colors out, okay, your Payne's gray and your ultramarine blue, you're going to paint in your water. I'm going to stay out of this area here because remember we put our masking fluid there to hold that space for us. We're just coming down in here. Right down here. Now down in here your rocks stop somewhere, but I don't have a really clear place where it does. It just kind of vanishes into the nethers. So that's all right. Right there. Like so. I might want that not to be so dark. I don't know. Maybe I did. Maybe I don't. I don't know. I think I don't. Maybe I do. I don't know. You'll know. You'll know right there. And I'm going to come in here right underneath these areas that I've got for the waves, for those little white caps. Don't get heavily invested in them because you can always work them later. I want a little piece of one like it's, although we wouldn't even see it's going to be underneath the mat. Okay. Are we good here? Okay, so we want that to dry, but I personally don't like to leave my masking fluid on for very long because sometimes it'll tear the paper. And I don't want to have worked on something, get it the way I want, and then have all the masking fluid tear my paper. So I don't leave it on. If you decide later that you had wished that you had left it on, you can always come back and put some more back on. I think you can. I've never heard anybody tell me that you couldn't. Okay. So how are we doing on time? Okay. All right. While we still have our colors on our palette, I want to come in here and wet the part that we know is this splash area. On here, right there. And I'm going to pick up a little bit of the blue and Payne's Gray mix. And I want to come in here and I'm just dabbing because this is splash, remember? It's splash. It's you want it to be light, you mostly white, but even what's white has to have some definition to it. Otherwise, it's just chaos. So you're just taking your blue mix and you are putting it in here like so. And in this area right here where it is drops of water coming out, you still want to shade those drops of water. Okay, we haven't worked on those little white caps yet. We're not there. We're just in this splash area. It'll show texture, but you have to have light, medium, and dark to show texture. So if you want it white, but yet you want it to show texture, not everything can be the same white. It can't all be the same, right? So we have to make shades of gray or shades of blue-gray here that will read white. It'll read water when we are done. But you don't want too much of it. This is very diluted color. With your darkest is extremely light and your lightest is white. Down in here, go ahead and do it, even though you're not going to see it. You will not see it because it's underneath the mat. But there, your splashes still do have some texture to them. All right, like that. that. Okay, then those white caps are the same way. They're going to have splashes in. That's what it is. It's like a splash, but it's not chaotic. And you want the one that has blue in it. You want to come in behind the white cap with some of your blue Payne's Gray mix right back in here. Probably not working with this great big brush would be helpful, but you know, I already did it, so. This is wet, really wet. Got it. Switching out my brushes. I want my Payne's Gray and my blue mix. I'm going to work on this one for a little bit. Coming in behind it. Okay, now that being that blue, where it's sitting, I need to blue up the rest of what's around it here. It has to belong together. You know what I'm saying? You don't want anything, it doesn't have to be all, you know, smooth. It's just you don't want it to stand by itself. Coming up underneath it. That's not the only underneath thing we're going to do. Coming in around it. See, it doesn't have to be all glass. It's not glass. There's a white cap right here, but there's also splashes there. So we're going to keep that. Go around those just like that. Water seeks level, so keep those lines going the correct direction. Just like that. I want to separate that white cap. I don't want sepia. I want Payne's Gray. Thank you very much, Marilyn. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So I want definition here. There's the, that's where that stops and this starts. The underneath side of that wave is flat. See it right there? It's flat. The underneath side of this wave will be flat. Then it comes up underneath here. Yes, it does do that. And you just keep playing back and forth with these colors. And if you put it in one place, you will also put it in another. Just like that. Back in here. Making sure you stay off of those places that you set your splashes in. Now, all you beginners, just keep in mind, everything about everything is dark, medium, and light, and how it plays with everything else. So we need dark, medium, and light to make it function, to give it form, so that it works. Right there's a white cat. It's just right there. Little there. Right there. Coming behind it right here. Just blending that out, making sure that some places are dark and some places are light. Some places are medium. And in order for the light to show up, dark has to be present. So if you want these white spots to show up as white spots, you have to have enough darkness around it that they can be seen. Otherwise, they can't be. I think the white part of this is a little too big. I'm going to thin it out. There we go. Just like that. It's easy to get rid of white. It's not easy to get it back. So you don't want to give it all away. There we go. Right up in here. I want more darkness right there. Probably a little bit more back. There we go. Just like that. And just keep playing and playing. And if you like to fiddle around with stuff, this is your perfect dream come true, because this is fiddly. Now, if you don't want to go the level of all this stuff, then just paint your water up next to your rocks. Paint it all out. Don't do any of this. And you're, instead of having a rocky, incredibly rough seas bluff right here where the lighthouse is warning people away because it's rocky and dangerous right here, you'll probably have maybe a sandbar under there and you can't see it. These waters are still treacherous. That's why there's a lighthouse there. Lighthouses are not put in calm waters or not dangerous waters. They're placed in dangerous waters so that they're set as a warning. Lighthouses are warnings that danger is present. Just like that. I love it. Okay, I've got that right there. I'm going to bring that a little bit there. This one seems to want to be one. I don't know why it wants to be one. I want to be a wave when I grow up. Okay, fine. We'll just let you be a ripple. How's that? You can't be a wave, but you can be a ripple. Okay, like that. All right? So that's where we're going to stop for tonight. If you're wanting something to do, no, I don't even want to say it. I was going to say you could base coat your bluff, but I don't think you should do that. I think you should not do that. That's what I think. I'm going to try to make my life easier later here. Seeing if I can. Yes, it did. Very good. Very good. I'm happy. Right there. There we go. Let's make sure this isn't in the light. I don't want, because it's in the lamp area. I don't want dark in the lamp area. Okay. That works for me. I'm going to clean up this edge really nicely there. Okay, so we will do the rest of this next week. And give that a chance to do its thing. I think it still needs some more darkness in this water area. I really do believe it does. Like right in here. You don't want it everywhere. Just it needs something. Just here and there. Not everywhere. Well, we can always adjust it later after we put the rocks in and see what we need. We'll know. All right, so let me pull the camera up a little bit because I adjusted it out, and I got a clamp light, and I could see a whole lot better tonight. I think it helped a lot. We'll see how it goes. Show it to me, Sharon, later, and I will help you. And when I say later, I don't mean like a lot later. If you want to get on video and show me, then we can talk through it and see. Okay? Excellent, excellent, excellent. Okay, so you guys, be the light that shines in the darkness, reflecting the light that is Jesus Christ to a world that needs to see him, because that we are set as lights, okay, into a world that needs to see the light. We are lighthouses, people. We are lighthouses. As followers of Christ, we need that. So you guys make today a happy day. Only you can. I love you dearly. Talk to you later. Bye.